3.5 hours of work for $600, and that's not even the half of it. There's a feeling that every woodworker knows. You get a great idea, so you jump up and run out to your shop to get to work. You spend hours dialing everything in and making sure it's perfect. It's not easy, but in the end, it's something you're really proud of. So you take a bunch of great photos, post it online for sale, and just wait for the offers to start coming in. But they never do. Is this thing on? So instead of killing ourselves, let's build something that's simple, repeatable, leaves room for creativity, and when I finished this project, I found out it was worth more than I could have even expected. Last Wednesday, I found myself standing around, staring at my wood pile, trying to think of something that I could make and sell for a quick profit. When, out of nowhere, I got a text from my buddy James. Hey James, he started telling me about this project that he's been making, and he says they have been selling like crazy. So I decided to take a risk. I'm going to go over to Home Depot and spend $100 that I really don't want to spend in hopes of making $400 within the next 2.5 hours. I have tons of scrap wood and definitely could have made this out of some pallets, but I gotta say, how smooth this build went has me wondering if I should just stop working with reclaimed materials altogether. A couple years ago I came to realize if I was going to make one of a project, I could save some time by batching out a few. And since this is a seasonal project, it felt like it would be smart of me to make two at once. Not to mention if it sells, you're already ahead. I made a point to buy 12-inch wide boards so that I could skip a bunch of the table saw work and keep it as simple as possible. I did have a plan for certain dimensions I was going to make this box, but you could make it to any size you want, as long as it fits one specific thing. And you'll see what that is in just a minute. I started with 6 pieces, 4 at 13 inches long and 2 at 15 inches long. With those cut, it was time to cut the angles for the sides. This is going to give the roof a bit of a lean so that any sort of snow or rain will just run off of it. And this is where this thing really starts to take shape. And no, it's not a birdhouse. Just wait, you'll see. This channel has really pushed me to continue finding time in my workshop, and with a family and a full-time job, it can be quite a challenge. Luckily for me, I live in an area where I have no close neighbors, so 3:30 in the morning has actually become my go-to. I grab a coffee and I usually throw on a movie or my headphones and just get to work. I actually feel like these mornings are a moment in my life that I'm going to look back at someday and be really happy I did. There's something really peaceful being out here in the morning when nobody else is awake. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm just saying life gets busy, so make some time for yourself. You'll be happy you did. Even if that means dragging yourself out of bed at 3:30 in the morning. Alright, so at this point, I'm only about 45 minutes into this build. And this thing is really coming together fast. Some glue and brad nails, and this is starting to feel like something. I needed to build some doors for the front of this, and I'll be honest with you, I messed up a little and didn't buy enough wood for these doors, so I just went to my scrap pile and grabbed a little bit of extra wood I had laying around. But you could buy all the wood you need for these doors for another like $9 or so. I cut 45s for the frames, and then I could run them through my table saw to create a slot for some plexiglass. By the way, if you ever see plexiglass on the side of the road, grab it. It's worth it because plexiglass is not cheap. That was one of the most expensive parts of this entire project, actually. So in order to cut a slot that was wide enough to fit the plexiglass, I lowered the blade on my table saw, ran these through standing up, and then I could flip them around end to end and run them through again, and it created a wide enough slot for that plexiglass to sit in perfectly. Now with that done, it was time to cut my plexiglass to size. Cutting plexiglass to size on a table saw works just fine, but just make sure you keep it down nice and tight against your table saw surface. Plexiglass has a tendency to bounce while it's going through your table saw, and if it does, it can crack and just kind of explode all over the place. If I was going to do this again, I think I would have used the Kreg jig to just make sure that these corners were a little bit more secure, but I ended up going back and adding a couple screws here and there after the fact. I won't bore you with all that footage, but I think the Kreg jig would have been a better option. I grabbed some hinges for $2 a pack and these little magnet clips for 98 cents each. I don't know why, but I feel like these little magnets just seem to give this a nicer look than one of those like hooks or whatever on the outside. And there's something real nice about that click sound as it closes. I don't know why, but I like it. Alright, I messed up the roof a little. When I was taking all my measurements, I didn't realize I wasn't going to have an overhang because all the boards were 12 inches wide. I tried to fix it by running my sidewalls through the table saw, but it still wasn't enough and I didn't want to cut away anymore, so I just added this little lip to the front of both of these roofs, which worked out fine. I'm going to be painting the roofs black, so no one's ever going to notice this anyway. And speaking of, let's throw some paint on this roof and then seal this with some outdoor stain. Alright, so if you can't tell by now, this is a little outdoor library. I deliver mail and I see these everywhere I go in the suburbs. And not to mention, when I looked online to check them out, they are not cheap. So I figure if I can make them a little cheaper and sell them locally, I might be able to get some sales. I have another thing here that I want to do to these that I think is just going to make them look a little bit more professional. This is the xTool F2. It's a portable laser, and honestly, this thing is really cool. What I like about it is how simple it makes everything. It's got a built-in 50 megapixel camera, so you can see on your screen exactly where your design lands on your material. There's no guessing or lining everything up over and over again. For this build, I jumped into the xTool creative space and typed out little free library, and then I could use their AI tools to generate a stack of books. It was super quick. I just typed in stack of books in a cartoon style, and the first image it popped out was perfect. I wanted this to pop, so I painted a piece of 1/8 inch plywood black, and I dropped it into the laser and let it engrave it. The contrast you get from engraving through the paint actually looks really clean and professional. And that's the difference with something like this. It could take a simple project and make it look like something you'd actually want to buy. You can also mark metal, cut thicker materials, and even batch out a bunch of pieces at once if you're trying to turn this into a small business. So if you're thinking about adding something like this to your setup, I've got a link down below where you can go check it out. And thank you to xTool for sending this to me and giving me the opportunity to work with it. I love it. Alright, let's get this project finished up. So I spent about $100 in total, and I made 2 of these in 2.5 hours. I'm going to list both of them for $200 each and just see what happens. I also made it a point to post this directly to my personal Facebook page. I asked my friends to share it, which felt a little weird to do, but I think the majority of people want to help their friends out and would be willing to do that. Not even 24 hours after I posted these for sale, I got a hit and brought it over to her house the next day. Then that night after I got home, I got a hit for the second one and she came and picked it up. Now here's the part I did not expect. The day after that, I got asked if I had any more. So I decided I would make her one too. It's a quick project and the profit is worth it. So I've decided I'm gonna leave this post up for the whole summer. And as the orders come in, I can just make them if I want to, or just tell them I ran out. With the small amount of time I have to invest into making these and the good profit, this seems like a no-brainer to me. I was shocked to find that nobody even tried to negotiate with me on these prices. Would you guys pay $200 for this? I see prices much higher than that online too, which I just find so surprising. Anyway, I really hope that you guys make some and they work out for you. And real quick, big thanks to my Patreon subscribers. If you guys are interested in that, it's down below. And hit that like and subscribe, and I love you guys all so much. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye. See you again. And have a good dream.